Hello and welcome to the latest update of the sugarcane rainfall outlook for the Central District. In this issue, we will look at how the Access model verified for rainfall over July before reviewing August rainfall to date. We'll then cover short-term weather watch points before seeing what the Access S and International model rainfall outlooks have in store over the coming months. So how did the Bureau's long-range Access S model perform over the month of July? The image on the left is the observed rainfall. In the middle, that rainfall converted to percentiles, close to median shows as white, while above is blue and below is red. And on the right, the Access S rainfall outlook for July, issued in mid-June. We can see rainfall for July was very much above average for the region, with most gauges recording 4 to 5 times the median July rainfall, with monthly totals well in excess of 100 millimetres. The Access S model has performed very poorly this month, with a 30 to 40% chance of exceeding the median rainfall forecast. So we saw two unusual rainfall events in July, with an upper rain band moving in from the west between the 3rd and the 5th of July, delivering 30 to 60 millimetres through the region, and then another record-breaking rain event between the 24th and 26th of July, which delivered over 100 millimetres in some parts of the region as well. There are a couple of reasons behind the poor model performance for July. One is the higher than usual sea surface temperatures lingering in the Coral Sea, which models were expecting to cool during July, and that didn't eventuate, so there's been extra moisture available from those warmer sea surface temperatures to the east, and models were anticipating a positive IOD event would develop during July, which, if it had formed, would have suppressed the moisture available to the northwest cloud band at the start of the month. But that positive IOD also failed to eventuate during July. In fact, we're only starting to see signs that the positive IOD event is becoming established now at the end of August. So far in August, rainfall has been above median for the coastal fringe locations around Mackay and Proserpine, with totals in excess of 20 millimetres. But the rainfall decreases as you head further inland up the Pioneer Valley, with totals generally less than 5 millimetres for the month in that part of the world. Here is the 7-day rainfall forecast from the European model on the left and the Australian Access G short-term model on the right. And they're in good consensus, so in the short term, little in the way of rainfall is expected across the region over the next 7 days, with some very light showers possible on the weekend and Monday, potentially delivering 1 or 2 millimetres. Here we have the Access S forecast chance of exceeding 25 millimetres of rainfall over a week, starting from the 3rd of September on the left and the 10th of September on the right. These maps are updated daily with new model data and are available from the Bureau Climate Outlooks page with a number of rainfall thresholds to choose from that you can check in with daily to see how things are trending. So we're looking at a relatively dry period ahead with less than 10% chance across the growing region of rainfall in excess of 25 millimetres for both weeks. Moving on to the month of September, and we're looking at odds of 35 to 40% of exceeding the median rainfall for the month, increasing to 40 to 45% just east of Proserpine. The model skill during July is moderate across most of the region, typically correct 55 to 65% of the time in the past. So we expect rainfall this September to be below median for this time of year, and we can see that in the lower values in the forecast 50% chance of at least chart on the left when compared with the higher values of the historical median on the right. Breaking the rainfall odds down further for September here with the high chance on the left, 75% chance of receiving, and the lower chance totals on the right, the 25% chance of receiving, to give us an idea for the potential rainfall spread for the month. So for example, roughly eyeballing the sugar growing regions, we're looking at around 1 to 25 millimetres through the month, with higher falls about the Clark Range. And for comparison, here we have international model rainfall outlooks for the month of September, with long-range model forecasts from the US, Italy, Germany, Canada, Europe, Japan, the UK and France. The colour scheme here is representing terciles, so the rainfall is partitioned into thirds. Rainfall amounts in the yellow and brown colours represent forecast rainfall for the lower third, so a drier forecast. White colours indicate rainfall in the middle tercile, so close to median, and the green and blue colours indicate rainfall forecasts in the upper tercile, so a wetter or above median rainfall forecast. And for the central Queensland coast, most outlooks are falling within the middle or lower tercile, with one model, the NCEP from the US, an outlier, with above median rainfall forecast. And here's the consensus forecast of those international models. So taking the average of them shows near median rainfall along the coast, with lower tercile further inland. A similar pattern to the Access S model, though closer to neutral. A quick look forward into the outlook from October through December, and the model accuracy is moderate to high for this time period, typically getting it right 55 to 65% of the time around Mackay and increasing to a high accuracy of 65 to 75% north of Cape Hillsborough. And the forecast chance of exceeding median rainfall is low at around 30 to 35% across the growing regions. And looking at the international model outlooks for the same time period, we can see that for the central coast of Queensland, most models are forecasting rainfall will be in the lower tercile, with a couple forecasting rainfall in the middle tercile. And here is the consensus forecast of those models combined for the same time period, so averaging the model outlooks from the previous page, which shows that rainfall is forecast to be in the lower tercile for this time period. If we mapped the Access S outlook of less than a 35% chance of exceeding the median into terciles, it would fall into the lower tercile colours on these maps. So this is reinforcing that drier forecast as well. That's it for this update. As always, check the latest forecasts and warnings on the Bureau's website or the BOM Weather app. And please send any feedback through to agriculture@bom.gov.au or complete the survey using the QR code. We'd love to hear from you about ways we might improve the service. See you next Outlook. Thanks for listening.